Well, the pandemic has certainly impacted all facets of daily life, but each week there are more signs of a slow return to normalcy. In Superior, the city's public museums are inviting guests back for tours with new protocols in place. The reopening was made possible in part with the grant from the Duluth Superior Area Community Foundation. Here to tell us more is Megan Meyer, Executive Director of the museums, which include Fairlawn Mansion and the SS Meteor. Welcome. Thanks, Megan, for being here. Tell us a little bit about the money and how the Community Foundation helped reopen these beautiful museums.
Yeah, so we got a $3,000 grant, and that grant was used to update some plumbing at the SS Meteor in the bathrooms. We also used it to deep clean the carpets at Fairlawn. They were installed during the restoration in the 90s, so they were in need of some cleaning, and we figured now was the perfect time to get it fully sanitized for our guests to come in. It was also used to do some additional deep cleaning within the gift shop. We had to do some rearranging, get a new desk for our staff and guests. That way it was much more open when guests walked in, and they could socially distance as well.
I mentioned that there are some new protocols in order to visit the museums. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we sanitize in between each tour. And then we are also limiting the amount of guests on each tour. Just because of the limited spaces, especially at the SS Meteor, we wanted to make sure that our staff can socially distance from the guests. And we're requiring that the guests come within the same group of people that they know. So it's essentially a private tour for our guests. We also incorporated online bookings, so to make it easier for people to guarantee their tour time.
So if somebody wants to take a tour, then do you need a few days' notice, or how would that work?
Nope, so we're still allowing walk-ins. So just the easiest is just check our website. You can book up to 14 days in advance, actually, which is kind of cool. So if you know you're coming to town, you can get your day planned.
Fairlawn is an absolutely gorgeous mansion, huge home. Do you get repeat tours?
We do, actually. We get a lot of people that like coming back. We do change things. Unfortunately, right now, because of the pandemic, we have the back section of the home off, but closed off, but actually that's allowing us to update a couple of rooms that will be open on the tour eventually. So that's pretty exciting that it's allowing us to make some of these changes too. But we change exhibits. Each tour guide has their own little take on the tours, so each experience is a little bit different. You notice different things too.
Now there's also a police and fire hall museum. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so the old firehouse and police museum is actually under construction right now, so that's why it's only open by appointment. That's because we're having the captain's bedroom completely renovated. We're having the plaster walls completely refixed and painted back to the colors of what it was originally, as we discovered that during the restoration. We're also doing, the police department's doing some work in the police room as well. So we're really excited for the changes going on there.
What might be involved in a museum like that? What kind of displays would you find? Yeah,
so actually the firehouse is home to the Wisconsin Hall of Fame for police and fire. So that's kind of a really cool asset that we have right in Superior. We have fire rigs there. We have 3 downstairs, and then upstairs there's a bunch of different tools that they use, clothes kids can check out, and all different sorts of firefighting equipment and police equipment.
Now, how long have you been in possession of the fire hall? Has it been part of the museum scene in Superior for several years, maybe a couple of decades?
Yeah, so it's actually been, Superior Public Museums was formed in 2000.
I see.
So all 3 sites were taken under Superior Public Museums at that time.
Are you getting a good response on a normal summer to the Meteor?
Yeah, the Meteor is actually our most unique and important museum that we do have, since it is the very last whaleback that was built, or the very last whaleback in existence that was built by Alexander McDougall. And it has a very unique shape to it and design. So it's pretty awesome to tour.
That's an interesting vessel. I know we've got some pictures here of the Meteor. I've only been on it once several years ago, but when you walk through it, you wonder, my goodness, this sailed that big sea that we call Lake Superior? Because by today's standards, this is a small vessel.
Oh, yeah, very much so. But it is so unique, and Alexander McDougall was such a fascinating shipbuilder. And it's really cool that it's actually docked right down from where it was built, because that was built, his shipyard is now Fraser Shipyard.
How do you advertise the museums?
Yep, so we have our website, we have social media. Last year we had a commercial go out. We're in all the local tour books as well.
And so when you do these kinds of promotions, do you normally find that you're getting people from a fairly wide area who are thinking of spending some time in the Twin Ports?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Greater Wisconsin and Greater Minnesota, like the Twin Cities, Madison area are big. We get a lot of locals too, but we get people from all over the country visiting.
Now, the Whaleback is open?
Yep, the Whaleback's open. That one opened June 15th. That's private tours as well. And something else we added this summer, which is going really well, is that Thursday, Friday, and Saturday we have night tours starting at 4:30, and the last one's at 7:30. So it's a pretty cool time to check out the meteor, and it's a little bit cooler in there too.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So the museums are open, and you invite people to come on in and enjoy a piece of Superior's history.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a
Megan,
great time to visit.
I can't thank you enough for being here tonight.
Yeah, thank you for
All
having
right.
me.